ripping boxes. Right? This is just a guide. So as opposed to the miter box, you are controlling the pitch and the angle of your sawing. All right, so again, a lot more is going to be in your court now. So again, do not depend on the rip box to hold it straight to you. The only reason why we have these rip boxes is so that I can clamp a piece of wood in between here and saw it in half without getting stuck. All right, so again, now you're in charge of every angle of this saw as you're sawing. So again, when I'm sawing with a rip saw, again, you may use your left hand to steady the saw. You come over the top, press forward, come back. Press forward, come back. Now, again, if you tilt it, you will cut it at an angle like this. All right, so again, what you're paying most attention to is keeping the saw as perpendicular to the workpiece as possible. If that means you need to slow down, that is fine. If I do this, is it the end of the world? No, because again, when these are done, they're supposed to be 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. All right, these are 3 inches and 3/4, which is a little bit more than that. So you have a little wiggle room for some mistakes. Does that make sense? All right.
Yeah.
With that said, if there's a large line at the miter box or the ripping boxes, and you have some of these cut, you may use the bench plane today. All right, now, so techniques and safety, real quick. When you're not using this, always on its side. All right. Now, am I going to sit here and plane it like this?
No.
No. All right. You'll always clamp it in. I'm going to do it righty today. I was doing it lefty before. So righty, I'm going that way. So, since it's at a pitch, so this one is at an angle, right? It's not flat. Right? I'm going to show you how to flatten it based off of how you hold the plane. All right, so I'm going to hold it at as close to 90 as I can. Right? Just take a seat for now. On the red table behind you. There you go. All right. I'm going to start with a little bit of the blade on the highest point. We always, so the verbiage is, I always want to bring my mountains down to my valleys. I can't bring valleys up to mountains because again, I'm removing material. So I always start with the highest part, my mountains, and I bring them down to my valleys. All right. So again, when I'm doing this, I want to put gentle pressure here. So again, I'm holding it level, and I'm gently pressing here. All right. Come across, and I just got to keep going. Now, here's the key part. A lot of people, they press too hard here and they create a mound. All right, so again, when I get close to the end, take that pressure off with this hand. All right, again, it's just like the miter box. You're holding that form. You're going straight like this. Like the miter box, you're not pressing down. You're not trying to force the blade into the project. Let the plane do the work. Your job is to hold it as straight as possible in that magic stance we've been covering so far. Back and forth in a straight motion. All right, so keep going. Now the reason why I'm going so fast, I've been doing this for 14 years. I do not recommend you start off at this speed. Your speed would look more something like this. Because the reason being, if you rush it, so I'm not that far off, so everyone saw the gap before? See how close the gap is now? If I go too fast, you can just make it worse. So again, constantly use your square, hold it up to light to check for squareness. If you want to reference the face of the original 2x4 to the edge of the original 2x4, it's perfectly square. So if you want to see what square looks like, hold it up to the light. And if the edge that you are planing looks just like that, you're in the right space. Does that make sense? So, recap. What you're doing today, you need 5 of these. If you're waiting in line and a ripping box is open, you may cut this in half. So what you're going to do is you're going to measure this, mark the center line. Just like we did with the 6-inch mark, you're going to take that line, you're going to trace it all the way down the board, so that when I'm cutting, I can have a line to follow. As opposed to the miter box, the ripping box, you're ripping directly on that line. All right? So again, miter boxes, the mark is going to be to the left of the blade. Ripping boxes, you're going to rip as straight as you can on that blade. Lastly, these are bar clamps. I don't expect you to hold this in here with your hands. So to free up your hands, you're going to take 2 bar clamps and clamp down your workpiece so it doesn't move against this backing piece here. All right? Then from there, just like Eastern saws, you're going to draw backwards first to create a curve that matches your line. All right, so I'm going to line it up here. So again, that's not going to hold it straight for me. I need to hold it straight. And then I'm slowly coming down, lifting the saw as that curve goes across. Once I got a curve all the way across, you can level off the saw. Again, as opposed to the miter box where the curve is going down evenly, you're going to start like this and then work down to level. Should I finish my cut like this? No, because what's going to happen is you're going to cut into the steel vise and dull the saw, because the saw is softer than the vise. Does that make sense to everyone? With that said, safety glasses, closed-toed shoes, air up, jewelry off. So those ties on your wrist gotta come off. Watch, it's gotta come off. You may start.